Sallu ala al-Habib sallallahu ta'ala ala Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Insha'Allah, continuing the topic, questions and answers about Islamic veil. पर्दे के बारे में सवाल जवाब. Topic, extreme shamelessness. Muslims who covet this deceptive non-Muslim advancement and promote shamelessness and indecency should ponder very carefully what is happening in our Western countries. People watch their daughters in the arms of other men in dance halls with absolutely no hesitation. In fact, these youth, shameless fathers, proudly support such behavior. Every other day, newspapers report shameless indecence about unveiling fashionable women committing indecencies. If a woman becomes a victim of male lust and becomes pregnant, how will she conceal herself? An abortion could risk her life. I admit that there are hospitals in advanced Western countries that provide abortion services, as well as in the UK, and provide refuge for protecting unmarried mothers. But will these women achieve honor in society? Even if unmarried couples suffer in this world for their sins, but what will become of their child? This lust-driven father might turn his eyes away from his child. This undignified mother might throw it away on a rubbish dump or leave it in an orphanage. And we see this happening in many countries, even Pakistan, India, and all over the world, where they are putting the newborn babies in orphanage. So moving forward, 70,000 illegitimate children. This is the next topic. During the Second World War, the troops of the country arrived in another country to assist them. They stayed there for a few years. When they returned back to their country, according to the national statistic, they left 70,000 illegitimate children in some Western countries. The population of illegitimate children is more than 60% of the total newborns, and the number of unmarried mothers is shockingly increasing. Divorce rates are high. Homes are yearning for peace. There is no trust or true love between husbands and wives. Tolerance and sacrifice are non-existent. The slightest irritating actions lead married couples to divorce. Just think, my dear Islamic brothers and sisters, a good understanding between a husband and a wife is the first brick and a strong foundation upon which society's palaces is constructed. How can a stable and healthy society exist if its foundation is weak? Alhamdulillah Azza wa Jal, there are benefits for us in obeying Islam's commandments and harms in going against its prohibition. This religion, Islam, is for eternity, so there will never be a time when its prohibition, i.e. deeds, declare haram, became permissible or harmless. There's a couplet here that mentions, pick them up, throw them away, O servant of Allah, the eggs of modern culture are rotten. Another question it mentions here, some liberal-minded men and women criticize scholars for wanting women to remain within the four walls of their homes. Answer, there is no personal gain in this for the honorable scholars. This is not only earthly scholars' verdict. In fact, it is the command of the Lord of the universe, Azza wa Jal. Here it mentions in part 22, Surah Al-Ahzab, verse 33, and remain in your houses, meaning remain in your homes, and do not stay unveiled like the unveiling of the former days of ignorance. Did you see the command for a woman to observe veil and to stay in their homes were not given by any person, in fact, by our Creator Azza wa Jal, the Lord of Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The next question it mentions here, can a woman work? Now you might get an Islamic sister, a wife, a mother that wants to work. So what would the answer be? Yes, but only if 5 conditions are fulfilled. My master Ala Hazrat, Imam Ahl Sunnat, scholar of Sharia, guide of Tariqah, Ash-Shah Imam Ahmad Raza Khan alayhi rahmatur Rahman said, there are 5 conditions here. Number 1, she must not wear thin clothes, such reveal the color of her hair, wrists, or any other part of her sitr. So there's the definition of this in page 11, which we've already discussed. Number 2, here clothes must not be tight that reveal the shapes of her body, i.e. raised chest, roundness of her shins, etc. And you might get people working for healthcare professionals. Yes, they might have a Islamic labas, but the trousers that they wear, they're very tight, revealing their shins. So you have to be careful of that. And number 3, any part of the hair, neck, stomach, wrist or shin must not be visible. Number 4, she must not spend even a single moment alone with the non-mahrim man. So I would like to request Islamic sisters, if you're in such an environment where it's an office job, or you are traveling with the male, or it could be any environment, you need to examine this. If I'm alone with a non-mahrim man, this will not be safe for you. As a third is the shaitan. And number 5, there must not be any potential for mischief, ma'azzina, ifitna, while she is there, or whilst entering and exiting the building. If all 5 conditions are fulfilled, then there is no harm. But even if a single condition is not fulfilled, then it is haram for her to work. This is mentioned in Fatawa Rizwiya, volume 22, page 248. These are times of ignorance, my dear Islamic brothers and sisters. And fulfilling the aforementioned 5 conditions these days is extremely difficult. Nowadays, ma'adallah azza wa jal, men and women work together in offices, etc. And it is almost impossible for them to avoid unveiling, looking at each other and interacting informally with one another. Hence, women should work staying within their homes instead of offices and other people's homes as well, etc. This could be other people's homes where you're providing a service, healthcare service as well. We see a lot of Islamic sisters walking about, and they could be coming to such environments that could affect their iman and that could cause mischief as well. May Allah Almighty protect our women, our sisters, give them haya, give them the ability to cover themselves. And if there's any work environment that cause such kind of obstacles, may Allah Azza wa Jal give them the ability to withdraw from such environments. Sometimes we look at just money. Yeah, the boss is giving money, and that's all we see sometimes. It's work, we have to do it. Right? But your iman is gone then. You're not following the commands of Allah Almighty. You are following shaitan, and you are going towards his footsteps, and then what will happen? Wrong things will happen. Islam is safeguarding you. It's safeguarding your life. And if you want to be safeguarded, then follow Islam. And it is better for you. May Allah Azza wa Jal forgive me for any mistakes I have made. Ameen. Bijahin Nabil Ameen. Sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa alihi wa sallam.